Welcome, Confidants, to another first 2020 episode of Confidently Insecure, the podcast.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
The first?
The first.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
And we're starting it off with y'all's favorite. I asked you guys what you wanted to hear as the first episode of the year, and everybody and their mom wrote back Hosts Throughout History.
Yay!
So here we are with
Barry.
Jasmine Robbins, you already know, and
the queen.
The noise you're hearing is our foster dog Barry. He's a 35-pound boxer mix, and this is the first time
like
we're
literally
recording.
on top of
He's
me.
on top of Jasmine's
Barry.
face, licking
Not
her
now.
earphones.
I literally have on a whole face.
Barry,
right
come
now,
sit.
Barry.
Relax. You know the relax command.
It's
Barry,
okay.
down.
Yeah.
Barry, this is not ASMR. You're ruining the first episode of the year.
Barry.
The new season starting. It's supposed to be like lit and changed, and instead you're biting.
Not chaotic.
Sit. Relax. And in case you're watching this on youtube.com/Kelsey Darragh, you might see a third face here. This is the wonderful, beautiful Molly.
Yeah.
Let me
Jasmine's
tell you
friend.
a little story about
Tell
me
me.
and Molly.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
So me and Molly are from opposing high schools, and she was known as like the hot, rivalry.
Ooh.
She was known as like the hot shit at her high school, and I was like somewhat known at my high school.
Love.
And we hated each other, and then like hated each other for no reason at all, other than like we just
You're just
knew.
taught to do that in high school. Hate
Right.
other powerful, successful, beautiful women.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And then we ended up going to the same college together, and we were like, And then we ended up like being best friends and living with each other for
No
multiple
way.
years.
And
yeah.
people literally still to this day don't believe that story.
And why did you guys hate each other?
It was just okay. We have both different sides of this story. At first, we just hated each other because we were just both like the strong,
Loud, beautiful
people at our
strong women.
schools.
Sure.
We were like the female jocks of
Yeah.
our class.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But there was one time where I signed the national anthem and
What do you mean you signed?
like
Like
ASL.
sign language. I was like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? Were you a fucking first man?
No,
president?
no.
Forefather?
I signed like sign language, the national anthem, and heard that Molly was making fun of me.
And I don't remember that.
She doesn't remember that.
Ow. Because I, would
plead
never.
the fifth. I plead the fifth.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe somebody just like set you up.
Sounds like every day in high school.
Wow.
And then
Crimes were committed.
there was a moment in time where I may have
Uh-oh.
enhanced
Jasmine.
a cheer at a basketball game that
What?
said Molly Swallows.
What? During a timeout, regional championship game,
Wait.
packed house, silent.
Hold the fucking phone.
All I remember is just seeing my two parents rise out
You're
of the...
joking. Jasmine,
Okay, to be
how
honest,
did you
though,
incorporate
Which
this?
we just found out. Well, I didn't know Molly didn't know this, but I didn't start it. Someone else did.
Tell me more.
So basically it was at a basketball game. It was against Ottawa, right?
Yes.
It was against Ottawa, or it was against Molly's school. And, you know, we were saying that we didn't like Molly, and
Surprise, surprise.
somebody started a chant. It wasn't me. It was a guy.
Uh-huh.
Started a chant that said, Molly Swallows.
Did you swallow?
I don't even think I knew what that meant. So when my parents got up, I was like, how did you guys know? I was like,
So your parents heard the chant and they were like, not our baby girl.
no, not our baby girl.
Yeah.
And then what happened? Did you get in trouble for doing this
No,
chant?
I didn't start it. That's the thing.
But you participated.
I participated. I like endorsed it.
You endorsed. It was stamped approved by
Signed,
Jasmine.
sealed,
yes.
and delivered.
Wait, I feel like that's such an iconic thing to happen to you in high school. Like, that is quite a memory. I feel like you would tell that story
Yeah.
for a very long time.
And I still am single, so I still don't understand how that happens after that.
Maybe
chant.
after this,
It followed you.
someone will hook you up.
Holy shit,
I love
tits.
this, like,
Thank you. This sleepwear.
yeah, I was going to say this pajama
It's like
look.
pajamas. It's from Target. Oh my God. Okay, now that we're fucking settled,
Jeez, you know what?
how does everyone feel?
Great. I'm so excited for this. You want to know? I was
Tell
thinking
me.
about this. I actually learn shit from this.
Oh my God, me too.
Yeah.
Jasmine and I pitched this as a TV show to a couple of networks.
Yeah.
And everything in the meeting we would always emphasize would be like, you will be shocked to hear about these motherfuckers. Like, it sounds made up.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
the
it
Twitter
really
trends
does.
that's like, tell me something that sounds like a lie, but it's true. These are always these stories.
Yeah, they're so good.
I'm so glad we're doing this. I'm so glad this is the first episode to pop off the new year. I'm going to follow up with the second episode about like New Year's and resolutions and starting fresh and change and yada motherfucking yada. But let's have some fun, shall we? Okay. Shall we get into it, ladies?
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you the crazy, unbelievable, so good you won't believe it's not butter story that I learned about last night when I was stuck on the toilet.
Ooh.
I had the worst diarrhea of my life.
Last night?
Honest to God, Jasmine, if I hadn't already have had my appendix out, I would have thought my appendix was just exploding.
I thought you looked rather frail today.
It was a whole event.
I was
I'm
legit
sickly.
like, oh.
I'm like sweating on the inside, but I knew we had to do this, so I'm powering through. But like, I woke Jared up at like midnight and made him sit in the bathroom with me, and I like held him as I
Oh my God.
exploded
and
my
he
organs
sat there
out of my
for
ass.
it?
Yeah,
And he's still dating you?
dude, right?
Wow.
Anyways, my butthole is sore and tender, but we're gonna power through this.
That's why you're in pajamas.
I've got
It's
like
a cute look.
Thank you. I've got like coconut oil in my ass cheeks. I needed a outfit that would be able to sop that up if needed.
Yes.
Every fart is a risk. Okay, so let me ask you this. Let's start out this episode. Let me ask you this. Who is the most famous pirate you know of? Fake, fiction, movies, real?
Captain Morgan?
Oh, that's a good one. I didn't have that on my list.
Yeah.
You're just an alcoholic over here. What about you, Molly?
I think of the guy at Treasure Island.
Oh, okay. Sexy. Do we like? How do we feel about pirates?
My mascot at high school was a pirate, so I love pirates.
Yeah, yeah.
Cute.
I don't really have,
An opinion?
you know, they're here, they're whatever.
Near here,
Near
there?
here. Yep.
Okay.
They're here and there.
I feel like I'm with you. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I enjoy a good pirate tale.
I'm about
Peter
to.
Pan, Hook.
I've never seen
I've
any of those.
never seen those.
Oh my God.
I've never seen any of
Cut
those
the
pirate
microphone.
movies.
You get no opinions if you.
What are they called?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Never.
seen
Johnny
'em.
Depp, Blackbeard.
No.
Okay, well, I'm
do
about
love
to put
Blow
all
all
of those motherfuckers to shame.
Oh, God.
Because
Oh,
what?
fun fact.
me.
Oh, they're not pirates. Never mind.
What?
In The Little Mermaid.
Oh my God.
I just named my car Ursula.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Jasmine bought a car. Big news.
Yeah.
I'm about to put all of these motherfuckers to shame because what if I told you the most famous and deadly pirate in history was a Chinese lady?
Interesting.
Kind of
Silence.
doesn't surprise me.
Right? Honestly, but I need more.
Okay. Today's host throughout history is, drumroll please, Ching SHIH, a.k.a. the Terror of the Chinese Sea.
Really?
Like, what a badass nickname, right?
I'm kind of scared.
I'm like turned on.
I didn't get chills, but it felt like it.
This episode is brought to you by listener Amy Xiao Trung. So thank you, Amy. Let's
Did
begin.
she educate you on this?
She educated me on this because remember I put that call out for
Yeah.
non-European bitches?
Yeah.
We got an influx
Did we?
of emails, and this one stuck out to me like a sore thumb.
Oh, her name's Amy?
Yeah.
Or their name, her. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy.
Shout out Amy.
Okay, let's begin. Okay, so unfortunately, we start this tale in a place of where we start most of our hosts throughout history episodes, where no one really knows much about the early life of these women, because I guess we just like aren't up to shady shit until puberty, right? Like Jasmine, when did you become a hoe?
When I was like maybe 17.
Molly,
After a terrible breakup in college.
hashtag never forget Molly Swallows.
Yeah.
I would probably say I was an early hoe. So
Yeah,
I was
I've
an
heard
early hoe.
stories.
Yeah, Florida, you guys know. Okay.
Florida.
So what we do know about the early life of our girl Ching is that she grew up in a city by the water in China in 1775 and was rumored to be super hot and easy on the eyes.
Okay.
Which again, like, why is that a fact that is written in a history book? I don't know.
That's so weird.
So our girl Ching worked in a floating brothel as a teen. First of all, like a floating brothel. Does that
So-
make sex easy or hard?
So it's like a
Motion of the
brothel
ocean?
cruise.
Royal Caribbean slut session.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I was like thinking, I'm like, how do you get to it? Do you need a boat? Is that why she became such a good pirate? Because she started her hoe journey on water?
Yeah, maybe.
I think we need to bring back floating brothels.
Honestly.
You have something with this hoe cruise here.
Right? It might be a real empowerment time.
Okay, so our girl Ching was hoeing it up when a little fella pirate named Ching Yi, her husband eventually, came into the brothel. Now, this is the point that I should reveal that Ching Shi, our hoe, it's not her real name.
Okay.
Ching Shi actually means widow of Ching. So she took her husband's nickname of what they called him. So it's like Ching the man and Ching the woman.
Okay.
So just as we go on, know that Ching had a different name, but we'll never really know what it is. And that kind of makes me sad.
Interesting. Yeah. That is sad.
It's like she's just like the wife of this really famous dude. Like I, growing up in high school, was always Megan's little sister. I was never Kelsey. Megan was really hot and like super, like Molly Swallow's hot. And I was, no one ever knew my name. I was just Megan's little sister.
Oh, no.
So I have a little bit of like attachment to that.
I don't know if I've ever seen your sister.
Oh, I'll show you a picture. She's very cute. Okay. She's like naturally hot. Like, you know, bitches that just wake up and they're like, and their skin's glowing and shit.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
Nope.
This took a long time.
Yeah, same.
Moving forward. Okay, so they fuck, obviously, and her pussy was so good, she literally drowned him in that pussy, and they fell in love, and they got married.
Okay.
So she was 16 at this time, which, like...
16.
I put down, like, if you're working in a brothel at that age, like, you've got to have seen some shit. You got to be more mature.
That's true. She had to be fucking, very mature.
Exactly. So I'm like, okay, 16, whatever. Some people say that they debate whether they actually fell in love or he forced her to marry him or, drum roll please, for our first boss bitch move, it was a business move on our girl Ching's part.
Okay.
Smart.
Always the savvy businesswoman, Ching negotiated a deal in her marriage. She would have true equality in everything that was Ching man's, including his business dealings, aka stolen booty.
Oh.
So this means that 50% of all of his power and decision making, just like that, you're powerful, I'm powerful. That's like a first lady move, right? Like, that's some like Melania shit right there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to come in on your territory and be half of your power.
As you should.
She had some bomb pussy to be able to do that. Are you kidding me? Jasmine doesn't comment.
I don't know.
Why did he sign off on that?
Right, that's what I'm
She had
saying.
to be fantastic.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Pussy's so good. Okay, so, by the way, I should mention at this time that pirates were
Sorry, my boyfriend just walked in.
our boyfriend Jared just walked in. Hi, babe.
Hey, babe.
Thanks for the paper towels.
Thanks for the paper towels.
I have sex with that.
I don't.
I should mention that in this time, in the 17 whatevers, pirates was like a poppin' thing in China because there was a bunch of war happening in all the dynasties. And people were like...
I learned about this.
Yeah, everyone learned about like the Qi and Kui.
I'm not going to say words because I don't know them.
I'm very careful this episode.
Please.
I am ignorant. We all know that. So all the people were like, we don't want to be involved in this war. So they started fleeing to the coastal cities. And then boom, bada bing, who's there? Ching man and woman being like, come be a pirate.
Yeah.
We have candy over here.
We have brothels.
Yeah, so the sea is just like trafficky as hell because that's also the best way that people would like use trade routes back then.
Ship
because,
goods.
Yeah. So this time is like really hot for pirates, just so you know.
Okay.
So then we move on to the fleet. So when they got married, Ching the man already owned what was known as the Red Fleet, which was an armada of pirate ships that sailed under a red flag. So they were just like, red flag, Red Fleet, here we are.
Gang, gang.
Gang. With Ching, she's the woman's assistant, the couple started amassing even more ships with the Red Fleet. So they would be like, hey, I see you got talent. You should fly this blue flag and be the blue fleet, and then we'll all be like a rainbow. Here, you're the black flag. Here, we're going to fly your black flag. Now you're part of the rainbow. Here, you're green. So they had all the way up to black, white, blue, yellow, green. In total, they commanded 1,200 ships.
What?
And 70,000 pirates that they owned after like ganging up.
That's insane.
These two Shings. So it was like
that is a
Ching,
power couple,
right?
Why do you think they gave them so many different colors?
I think it was just like, how do we identify our people in the ocean? You fly this flag, right?
But why wouldn't they all be red?
I think it's because each ship had its own like
thing
shit.
to do.
Yeah, they were just like recruiting. Like,
Yeah.
So like with you.
So like the red was like the house brand, and then they expanded
the rainbow down, and they were like, we are the pirates.
Okay.
So our duo Shings decided to also then this is where things get okay. They decided to legally adopt another pirate who was a popular teenage like VIP MVP athlete pirate named Ching Po, who we'll get back to his ass in a minute. So both
so they adopted
MVP pirate,
an athlete pirate. Mm-hmm. Okay.
You're like see what he does.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have some look in your eyes, and I'm afraid.
Okay, so they also ended up having 2 children of their own. So they have like these 2 little babies, and then this like teen MVP pirate, and this is like their little family, right? Mm-hmm. So then womp womp during one of their missions or whatever pirates call their raids, right? Like it's not really a mission if you're not saving and you're like raping and pillaging, right?
Yeah.
It's more like,
did pirates do that?
oh my god, yeah, they were
Pirates
like Vikings.
bad.
Really?
Oh yeah, like Johnny Depp Pirates of the Caribbean. That's all of them like raping and pillaging. That's like
really.
That's like Vikings and pirates. That's their thing.
Wow.
Johnny Depp can take me.
I had no. We should
Johnny
cut
Depp
that out. What?
Yeah, they weren't like good.
I never knew that.
People, but also they were like anti-government, right?
Right.
Like
they were
left
people
the
you
land.
didn't mess with at all.
Right. They were hard. Like if you became a pirate, you walk on the other side of the street.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Or you drive your boat. I don't know. Okay. So whamp whamp. Her husband gets killed in like a mission excursion attack in Vietnam.
She's just chilling with these 3 kids.
So now she's like, wait, I see this opportunity to step into his place of power and be the leader of the entire fleet, rainbow flag people. So she's like, I also have this dope teenage son who's really popular and everyone likes him. He's like an MVP pirate. Why wouldn't we be the leaders? And so all the color captains get together and they're like, okay, we hear you, except in maritime pirate law, it has to be a man who runs the ship, not a woman. Of course. So she was like, fine, I nominate my dope adopted son, Ching Po.
Okay.
And they were like, great. So even though Ching Po technically was the captain, everybody listened to our girl Ching.
Okay.
She's like the boss, right?
Yeah.
But she's like, I'm just going to throw you a bone with a little title because legally we have to.
We got
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So then she's like, how else can I make sure to ensure this power, right? I'm going to marry my adopted son.
Saw that coming.
She married. Yeah, she
You did?
married him.
She married her adopted
I
son.
mean,
who's
technically, it's not really her blood child.
It's
not.
true. That is true.
but like
still frowned upon.
weird, no?
Is it weird? I mean, y'all be telling me some stuff about pirates. Is that weird for pirates?
I guess. Actually, there was something in an article that said, like, at this time, that was kind of crazy.
Oh, okay.
Like, even though they're raping and pillaging, that was still kind of crazy.
That's what stuck out.
Yeah, that's what stuck
Okay.
out. So she's super duper in power now because now she's like the captain's wife again. And so all of the ships recognize her as a leader, right? She has 1,200 ships in the ocean right now. So it's like basically a full ass country of wood and water.
That's nuts.
She's basically like a pirate president. Well, as pirate president, she gets to make her own new little laws. So our little feminist bad bitch was like, okay, I'm going to make 3 rules. 3 pirate rules that everyone has to abide by. 1, anyone that disobeys me and my son/husband gets beheaded.
Oh my.
Period, point blank.
Easy.
Easy. You don't tie my shoes when I say so? Beheaded.
Done.
Don't give me coconuts when I need them? Beheaded.
Bye.
So, rule 2. You're not allowed to steal from any of the gangs of pirates. None of the colors can steal from each other.
Yeah.
Or anyone on land who helps the pirates. So
Okay.
certain parts of lands were like off limits because they were like giving them rice and
Yeah.
salt and opium and shit to survive.
Yeah.
So they're like, we have to be robberers with limits.
Yes.
3rd rule, whatever you do steal from the land, each mission or excursion we do when we go and rape and pillage, you get to keep 20% of whatever you find, and then 80% goes to keeping our rainbow fleet flag gang ship functioning.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, so it's like you get a cut, we get a bigger cut. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's how they're like funding their
Teamwork.
economy. Yes.
2080?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd sign that contract.
Maybe like a 40-60?
Yeah, even 70-30, I'd
Yeah.
settle with. Yeah. So, feminism, right? Then she decided, I'm going to make some other rules that are like not written down in paper, but this is just going to be like the gang rules.
You just know.
You just know that number 1, if you do rape and pillage and you catch yourself a woman, you have to marry her and be faithful to her, only her. If not, head comes off.
Why would you not be faithful?
Can you explain that again?
If you go into town and you find a woman and you decide to rape her, you have to marry her and be faithful to her.
Okay.
And you have to not cheat on her. And if you do, head comes off.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's all
We need that
very,
in today's society.
That's all very messed up.
Yeah, it seems like she was trying to be like feminist, but
You would
also
think she would just be like, hey, don't rape people.
that you would think. But that's not how things work.
Again,
back
she
then.
married her son, so
And she's
Right,
a pirate. So,
right.
rule 2, if you don't marry them, we're going to consider it rape and not consensual. So we're going to chop your head off. So she kind of did say,
Okay.
no raping.
Oh, yeah.
She was kind of like, don't.
Okay.
And if you do marry them, at least
Yeah.
throw them a bone. And 3,
because I'm sure the woman would want to marry him.
right, exactly,
after
right.
being
She
raped.
totally had a choice.
Yeah.
3, and this one really throws me. I mean, we've had some weird, some extreme laws here, but this one really throws me.
Oh God.
When we capture towns and we rape and pillage, we have to let all of the ugly women captives go, but if they're beautiful, we're going to keep them and use them for ransom.
Say that again?
If you're ugly, we
Bye-bye.
free them. If you're beautiful, we keep you, and then we make your family pay money to get you back. I mean,
Sounds right.
feminism in the 1755s.
Yes.
In China. I mean, this was big. This was huge, right? This
Yeah.
was different. So
Yeah.
she's making small waves.
She knew what she was doing.
Yeah, she knew what she was doing. Little bits at a time. You know, she's not trying to start a fucking revolution.
No.
She's not trying to get
Clearly.
what's it called when you go against a captain? Y'all. Y'all, what's that word? Mutiny.
Would have never guessed
She's
that.
not trying to get mutinized.
Are you sure?
No.
No.
Babe.
Like treason?
Jared. He's not answering. Okay, so we're gonna go with mutiny. So these rules weren't always followed by Ching herself. For instance, there are some reports that she would actually like purposefully go and abduct really beautiful women and children so that they were more valuable. And then apparently they had a lot of like children pirates that were stolen babies.
Yikes.
Because like if you have a bunch of men and you're not growing your
Yeah.
economy, like if you don't have any children, right? Like they just stole children.
This is a lot.
They were raping enough people. There should be plentiful children.
Right. So we don't really know like how feminist she was, right? But the
Yeah.
point was that she was trying. She was
This
trying.
is all so much.
I know. So Ching had a crazy way of like hiding boats and being a badass like army woman because she would hide the boats out of sight around an island and then would wait till the prey got really close and then pop out and attack them and send little tinier boats with men that had spears to go jump on the other boats and kill everyone. Which to me, like this whole thing just seems super laborious and slow, right? Because like pirate ships don't go fast.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how can you sneak in a pirate ship?
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
unless, yeah.
They don't like turn left and right like a car.
No.
No.
Like this just seems super slow motion.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because they were really spread out. Like they had the colors, the black, the green, et cetera, et cetera. So they just took over like a lot of land. So they were kind of like everywhere, right? Now here's where shit goes down.
It hasn't
I
already.
thought
No.
it was. I thought
That
we
was
were
just your
already there.
appetizer of badness. In 1808, the Chinese government tried to destroy her fleet in a series of fierce battles. However, Ching managed to pillage and take over the government ships. And the government had to revert and only used fishing boats for battle. She straight up took their ships.
What?
And she was like, I'll let you keep these little tiny tugboats
They're
for-
out there
for
in
your
a canoe.
fishing.
That's nuts.
But she was like, good try, honey. That was cute.
Wow.
I want her power.
She was badass.
Yeah.
So the government was like, fuck, we really have to take care of this because she also killed a really important commander figure during that battle.
Oh.
And they were like, that's a big no-no. And the Chinese government was like, okay, we have to step this shit up because at that time, the Black Flag Fleet was able to kill 10,000 people in one little excursion. And they were like, they're going to straight up wipe us out if we don't hurry up.
That's so scary.
So many people.
Yeah.
10,000?
When I think of a pirate ship, I think of like 20 men
Yeah.
with gold teeth, kind of like bopping around with their swords and rum.
Yeah.
But this was like a full-on invasion.
Yeah. I guess, like, when I think about it, I don't know, sorry. You don't really, like... Because you see them coming, right?
It's
in
slow.
your boat.
Right.
So do you just like
Wait?
you just sit there and you're like, all right, well, battles are coming.
Well, I'm glad you asked, Jasmine, because there was this very valuable trade route between Catan and Macau, which, if you can imagine, like, it's a north-south river, and in between is a bunch of tiny islands. So it's like a whole bunch of little spots that they can go in and out, and it's really valuable for trade. And that was like the one area that China didn't want to lose control of with the pirates, because that's how you get like in and out, export, import. That's where all the valuable stuff is. Well, of course, for a whole year, the Red Fleet and the Black Fleet were just like running up and down, doing crazy shit, stealing, and they were like, we have to protect this land. So they decided to hire this guy named Bai Ling. By representation, thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, shut up.
To quell this insane pirate shit going over and like stop them from taking over the trade route, which he could not do for a whole year because Ching and Ching Po, her husband/son, were running the route. And Bai Ling decided he was going to start training the villagers of those towns to fight back. So essentially his like method was like, all right, we can't stop them from coming in, but we can stop them from getting on land. So he started training basically like fishermen to be soldiers.
Okay.
And that's how he kind of like kept them at bay. So now we have an enemy, which is Bai.
The Bais are
Ling.
smart.
Bai Ling is smart. So he also clamped down on their resources. So he stopped like exporting and importing things into those tiny little islands. So like they would show up and be like, we're here to rape and pillage. And they're like, we don't have anything. Here's like dust.
Right.
So at this point, it got so bad that Shang and her pirates were surviving off of caterpillars and rice.
Caterpillars are like
for
protein, aren't they?
Yeah. And I mean, I guess they live in wood, right? Or is that a butterfly? Or is that a termite? What am I thinking of?
It is a termite,
Termite,
but
so wood.
I'm sure caterpillars are there too. How would you have enough of them to say you're living off of them?
I mean, they were probably like kind of fucked at this point.
Yeah.
They were probably like real hungry. And rice is like, I love rice. It can be malleable. You can form it into anything.
Yeah.
But too much of anything is kind of like,
Yeah.
you're getting bored.
Especially rice and caterpillars.
Hopefully not fuzzy caterpillar.
Ooh, the poisonous ones.
Oh God.
Those things are crazy.
I mean, I'd probably
I've
eat
never
that if I was
seen
eating.
one.
We don't pay what?
I've never seen one.
You've never seen a fuzzy caterpillar?
Not in real life.
Oh, really?
In Florida, they're plenty. It's the South and it's like tropical. Anyway, so at this point, it's really bad. And Ching is like, I got to go take the Red Fleet to get fixed because our shit is broken down. Our boats are leaking. My husband's son, Ching Po, you stay here and guard all this valuable land, and I'm going to go get our shit fixed, right?
Okay.
And, like, this is where, like,
I was going to say some shit one time.
defeat feels near, right? Like, they're, like, taking their broken boats over to...
They're separating.
Yes, they're
like,
separating.
nothing comes good when you separate.
She's like, I have no choice. So in 1809, all of this comes to a culmination at this island where Ching and her Red Flag Fleet, say that 5 times fast.
Red flag. No.
Can't even get one.
The Red Flag Fleet are nestled safely in this harbor, right? So they are in the harbor and they have no out. There's only one out. When Bai Ling shows up out of nowhere with 60 British ships to help.
60?
British! So at this time, requesting foreign aid was like completely unheard of. But it was so bad that Bai Ling was like, I'm going to go talk to these English folk.
How? How did they
Carrier pigeon. I don't know how they
get
talk
all
back
the way?
then.
That's far.
Yeah.
So far.
It was bad though. It was that bad that they were like, oh, we need these big shiny ships that are like lacquered and have like tea and shit, and they have frills on their pirate outfits, and like they're like fancy pirates.
Yeah,
so they
yeah.
were like, oh fuck. They're looking out at sea, and Ching is just like, fuck. So she sends out an order in paper, I guess. It's like, I need my whole fleet. I need gang. I need red. I need blue. I need black. I need green. And they start slowly showing up for 3 days. So like they're all just sitting there like sitting ducks looking at each other across the water like who's going to make the first move. And then all of a sudden these other ships kind of like show up.
Okay.
Except for our Black Flag fleet.
Oh, no.
Where did they go?
They were still up in up north. And they were like, we're not going to go down there and help you. Which was really bad for them because the Black Flag is like their MVPs.
Yeah.
And so Bai Ling was like, oh fuck, they don't have their black fleet. Xing was like, oh fuck, we don't have our black fleet, but we gotta do this.
Yeah.
So Bai Ling and the British have all these fleets exactly where they need them, and they start bombing for 2 hours straight. So then Xing sends a tiny little boat with men to throw torches on their boat, which made them stop for a little bit, and so like everyone could gather their thoughts and chill. So like Xing and the Red Fleet take a motherfucking beating, and then they were like, okay, hold on, stop, time out. We need to we need a breather. So at this time, it was said that Xing lit essence and prayed instead of trying to attack back. So that was her method of like desperation, calling on to the essence gods. Like,
Can't wait to see if that worked.
light a candle,
Right.
rub some lavender oil,
Yeah.
pray.
All right.
Yeah, she's pretty desperate at this point. Well, of course, who's going to make the next move? It was Bai Ling and the British who sent... This is where it gets interesting. They sent 43 boats slowly sailing Xing's way that were lit on fire with explosives. So no men. They just kind of like lit 43 boats on fire and like pushed them towards them. Which was like, oh shit.
That's
we've
a
never seen-
move.
right?
Yeah.
That's some intelligence.
Yeah.
It's never been done before. And it really threw them. So they were like, shit, we're on this tiny little harbor island. We have no way to escape. So they're just like watching 43 boats on fire come at them. Like, what a mind fuck. But Madame Shang and her captains of all the other colored fleets remained calmed. And apparently what they did was they just took these long ass sticks and slowly and methodically would push them away.
Oh my God.
And like around, and then they would put the fires out in the back. And there was like a bunch of them. And apparently they did it like all through the night, just making sure they didn't catch their boats on fire.
Oh.
So I guess it wasn't that badass after all.
It sounded like a good idea. I'd be watching from across like, I guess they did do that.
Oh, they kind of just
Damn it.
knocked it around. They just kind of poured a bucket of water. That wasn't supposed to happen. Oliver,
Would you look at that? Are they putting out those fires?
Oliver, I thought you said this would work. I thought this was supposed to explode or something.
Literally.
And they're just like, huh, all right, well, that was our smartest engineer.
On to plan B.
Off with his head, I guess. So, this is where a literal change in the winds happen. On the 9th day of being attacked, a miracle happened. A southerly wind sprang up and made the last bits of those fiery ships that Bai Ling had sent over back in the direction of Bai Ling and the British
Are
ships.
you kidding me?
Like, literally, the wind gods were just like... And this totally created an out for Xing and her fleets. And this was after like 9 days of siege. And they only lost 40 men and 0 ships in this battle.
0?
0.
Wow.
So they took their boats and literally just like skirted by and were like, bye, because you can't put out your fiery shit. You dumb. You dumb as fuck.
So those boats stayed lit for 9 days?
It was literally lit.
Oh my God.
It backfired. Their plan totally fucking backfired. So this is great, right? Xing is like, yay, except this is bad because now she's like, fuck the Black Flag fleet. They basically left us hanging.
They're donezo.
In our deepest time of need. Now we have beef within the squad. So over the next few months, they were fighting against the Black Fleet, the government, and then just like these other new homie pirates that were just popping up and coming to rise. And Xing was just like, I'm fucking tired. I cannot keep fighting. Everyone's popping up with cannons. I'm just kind of like over it. And so she sent a negotiation to the government in Bai Ling, who still thinks she's like a huge threat. And she's like, okay, listen, we're going to make a negotiation. We want a pardon. We also want amnesty, so you can never like charge us with anything that we've done. And we get to keep all of the treasures we've ever stolen. Also, my pirates get the option to join the army, and y'all will pay them really well because they are so badass, and clearly you need help in that department. So not only are you like not gonna do anything to us, but you're also gonna hire my men.
Right.
And the government was like, LOL, no, bitch.
Oh.
I'm surprised. I thought they were gonna bow down.
Me
They were
too.
like, you expect nothing to happen to nobody, and we're just gonna like forget about this and shake your hand. And she
She's
was
like, yeah, like everything else that happens in the world.
yeah. She was like, yeah. And so they were like, no, fuck that shit. And so Madame Chang was like, all right, watch this. We're gonna go out with a motherfucking bang. So her broken ass fleets, her tired ass ships went all the way back up that exclusive trade route one last time, just on like a fucking suicide mission, just like blowing shit up, stealing, wreaking havoc.
Oh,
She was
shit.
like, this is it. I'm gonna show you what happens when you don't negotiate with me. So she gets all the way up to Catan where Bailing was stationed, and she was like, you're gonna have a face-to-face with me, bitch. I came all the way over here in my boat and we're gonna talk. How scared do you think Bailing was at this point?
Probably pretty scared.
Like, she must have been so intimidating.
Yeah.
Like Miranda Priestley.
Do you think she was small?
Probably.
I wonder.
Like teeny and
Yeah.
and stereotypical like Mulan.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think of that.
Right?
I wonder.
So she goes face to face with Bailing and is like, hi, look at what I just did. You see all that smoke and flame in the fire that is over there? That was me.
And it's gonna be you next.
And it's going to be you. And I'm not going to stop because I have men that will like die for me and we're fucking over it. And we don't give a fuck. We're just going to keep going and going and going. And he was like, please, no. At this point, apparently,
Just stop.
Bailing was begging her to
I'm sure.
just stop. And at one point, even the government was just paying them to not do anything. So,
Yeah.
like, just sit there and please don't do anything to us. And she was like, no, I want these orders done. And she said, the only thing... he was like, all right, fine. You know what? We'll negotiate. I'll give you everything you asked for, except you and Xing Po, your son husband, are not allowed to own any ships ever again.
Ooh.
Oh, that sounds reasonable.
Our girl said no.
Yeah, that
Our girl's
also
like,
sounds reasonable.
You asked me to give up my whole pirate ass life. It's
Yeah.
a pirate's life for me, bitch. I don't just the game chose me thing.
Yeah.
And so he was like, okay, fine. You will be pardoned. You can keep all your fucking treasure. Your boys will be hired for army, and you can keep
Oh my
your
God.
ship. Basically, after months of negotiating, there was actually no negotiations. They just accepted her terms full out. Right?
That's usually how that's
Right?
usually what happens.
Like, don't be fucking stubborn. You can see what she's capable
Yeah.
of. So 2 weeks later, the Red Fleet surrendered at Macau with 17,318 pirates,
Oh my god.
226 ships, and 1,351 cannons. They were just like, all right, here you go. You can
That's
have
a
all this.
lot.
And now you can build an army because clearly
Oh, that's great.
you guys need help.
That's more than I thought she would do.
Yeah, she like gave them basically the resources they needed to be actually good at fighting.
So she does have a heart.
I was gonna say,
Little bit.
she's always kind of like had that reasonableness to her.
yeah, like she was a terrorist.
She's a woman.
but
She was
Of course she's
terrible.
reasonable.
She had
right?
a woman's mind.
She was exactly. There's
Yeah.
that little layer of like, okay, I tried.
Yeah,
You know.
like, I want to leave this world with some legacy of positivity.
Yeah.
So, Xing used her loot to open a gambling house because a girl, she just can't stop, right?
So the problem started in the 1800s.
Yeah, exactly. And eventually,
That's where they came up with boats.
ooh, the casino
casino.
cruises. Something about water, maritime law, or some shit. So apparently, she even had another son and even had a daughter after she like gave up the pirate life and was just gambling and had a gambling house and was like, okay, I'm gonna settle down now and have more
Wow.
kids with my son husband.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, unfortunately, Xing Po died at sea in 1822, and our girl Ching moved the family to Macau and also opened a brothel. And she got involved in the salt trade, which made her a fuck ton of money.
Really?
In her later years, like towards the end of her life, she even served as an advisor in the battle against the British Army during the Opium War, which
Really?
broke out in 1839. Which is crazy because even after she gave them all these resources and was like, build up your army, bitch. The sea is a dangerous place. China still didn't do it. And then when the Opium War started, they were like, can you please help us? We need you. And she was like, you're going to make me come out of retirement? I'm over here playing fucking Baccarat and you need me.
They needed like a mind.
And it was with the British, too, who fought against her at one point.
They
So
were
she
like,
was
we like your game.
Exactly. Oh, remember when you guys tried to send over those little fiery balls?
Yeah.
You idiots. She was like, watch what I can do. So she even was like an advisor for them. And then the Opium War broke out and like all hell was loose and the seas just became like crazy, crazy, crazy. But she died in 1844 in a bed surrounded by her family and riches in Macau, not charged with a single crime at the age of 69. Wow. And that, my friends, is the story of Ching, the terror of the Chinese
Why don't we
sea.
learn this stuff in
No
school?
shit.
Thank you, Molly.
I-
You are exactly the demographic that we are trying to reach with these stories.
I think I got a D in history. Like, if I was talking about this, I would have flying colors.
Also,
Tell me this isn't so much more interesting than the shit they teach us.
Also, like, it was nice. Okay, this story was terrible, yes. But it's nice that she just, like, died of old age.
Well, the fact that
usually we're like,
A prolonged,
you know,
hung
something
or brought to the town square,
Exactly.
and made a point of.
Yeah. This was like, she, like, legit got her way.
And you know, after all of this, all I can think of is she must have had incredible skin, because imagine living at that salty air.
Oh, yeah.
For all those years, she must have just been glowing with exfoliation.
She really had to.
Right?
Yeah.
The other thing I was thinking about is like, imagine being pregnant at sea.
You get enough nauseous.
Right.
Nausea.
Imagine being pregnant with your son's kid at sea.
I don't think a lot phased her though.
No, clearly.
Like, she was in it for power the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, who knows if she was ever even like in love with any of them.
Yeah.
Because she was so easy to just part with him when she needed to go do shit.
She was so easy.
Yeah.
Right?
She just set out and did the damn thing.
Right. Like, she did exactly what she meant to accomplish. And then even in her later years, opening up a gambling house and a brothel, she came full circle and was like, here is me opening my own brothel. I wonder if it was floating.
Oh, I wonder.
Right? Is that why they call it the motion of the ocean?
I doubt it, but we'll go with it. I cannot stop looking at your cat's
I know.
leg right now.
Oh,
It is,
super
licking
straight.
his balls?
it is pointed like in a performance.
A 10.
Like, honestly.
10.
Did you guys see the movie Cats?
No.
Oh my god!
I've heard
it was
nothing but
fucking
You did?
crazy. Yeah,
I've heard
Why?
nothing but negative things about it.
It was more like, I knew it was gonna be bad. I read the reviews. I heard it was fucking crazy, like a fever dream. And Zach Kornfeld, one of the Try Guys, set up a day where he invited like all ex-Fun BuzzFeeders, and everyone went and saw the movie. You were out of town. You were in a mountain or some shit.
I was.
You were traveling.
Thanks.
It was
Zach.
crazy. We had like 3 rows of people filled, and I think some of them
Who
were
all went?
incredibly high.
Oh.
And before the opening credits, they were like howling, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. Like, it was more of a
That sounds fun, though.
it was really fun because the whole audience was there, obviously.
Yeah.
To be like,
Was
what
it
the
good?
fuck? No one was there to enjoy it. No, it wasn't good. I feel so bad for Jennifer Hudson.
I love Jennifer Hudson.
Like, she didn't do anything to deserve that.
What?
She just sang her beautiful fucking pipes.
I mean, get your money.
Get your money and fire your agent, honey. Because what the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyway, so how do you feel about pirates now, Jazz?
I'm still like weirded out by them. I feel like they just weren't good people.
But this is also how like shit went back there.
I know.
I feel like they were anti-government, right? Like, they were revolutionaries.
I
They were
get
trying
it,
to-
but I'm just like, no, you didn't have to like, hurt people.
right. Yeah.
You could hurt like certain people.
And I wonder if growing up in like a war zone changed your outlook on how people had value.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe people weren't.
It was literally, it was her mode of survival. If she wasn't a badass bitch, she was gonna die.
Yes. You're right. You're
And
right.
You're right.
Like, if you had to do what you had to do to survive.
Yeah.
Exactly. And, you know, I always think it's like, this is going to sound bad, but like, women in politics are the most fascinating thing to me.
Very interesting.
Because it's such a performance and it's so male skewed that like for her to be such a leader amongst 70,000 pirate men, like what kind of big dick energy did you have to be?
And even then, during that time, we're
Right.
still seeing like the shit that she had to do, and that like, okay, yeah, her son had to be in charge, but nobody listened to him anyway. Because it's so interesting to see how that just like trickles down to what.
Like we don't have shit going on compared to what bitches went through back then. Like times are crazy, but things were just fucking ravenous back then.
Yeah.
So what did we learn? Did we learn anything from this?
It was like a fun story, not so much of like me learning, but I did appreciate learning something that happened somewhere else.
Yes.
Just to see like what else happened other places.
I don't think when I thought of like Asia in this time frame, I did not think of like this kind of shit.
No, never. But of course there would be stories like that.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I just think of Asia as they have like their shit together so much more than America. Like it's so clean and so like, strict and obedient that like to hear that there was just like fucking chaos happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes me think differently about like, I really don't know enough about the history of Asia as they taught me.
Right? No, yeah.
We spent too much time learning about America and Europe.
Yeah.
You don't know shit about Africa. We don't know shit about South America.
Only certain shit
I would love
that
to
makes
learn
them
more
not
about
seem
South
as
America.
strong as they are.
That's going to be my call is if anyone knows any hosts throughout history for South America, that would be cool.
Yeah, please.
Molly, how did you do? How did you feel? This is your first time doing a podcast?
Yeah, I
Molly
think so.
is Jazz's childhood friend, as we learned. So
It was interesting. I learned a lot.
you gave great commentary.
Was
You did.
not expecting that story at all. I was
Yeah.
just
Right?
expecting like a, I don't know. I don't know what I was
Shit gets
like.
crazy over here at Confidently Insecure.
Woo!
Jasmine, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at JAZZMYNE.
And Molly, do you want to be found?
All day, every day. Find me.
You're single.
Yes.
You got huge titties.
I do.
She
It runs in the
does.
family.
Fascinating.
Runs in the family.
This is like, really a treat for me right now. I'm really enjoying this view. You guys follow Molly at
I don't know. I think my Twitter handle is like mole3309.
I love it.
I think that might be my Instagram handle also.
Wait, are you not like avid social media user, millennial woman?
You post a lot.
I do.
So you don't know your own Instagram handle?
No, I think that's accurate. I'm just trying to be a sly.
Oh,
She's a label.
Actually, now they're probably going to follow somebody with that handle, and it's really not mine.
Find it. If you find it, what a treat. Screenshot it to us. I'll send you something. Guys, don't forget to rate this podcast on iTunes. It really helps. We finally passed 1,000 reviews. It was so helpful.
Oh, congrats.
I think we're at 5 stars. I don't know.
I love it.
Don't forget to message us at ConfidentlyPod on Instagram and Twitter. And you can always email us. I read the emails. My beautiful, beautiful, beautiful co-producer, Brooke, helps me sift through emails and sends me things that I need to see at ConfidentlyInsecurepodcast@gmail.com. And that was Host Throughout History. We will see you next week.
Yeah.